It's amazing, on some of these videos I look really, really ugly, and then other times I look alright. It's clever. I don't even have lighting. God does it all for me. I was going to find a book. It's not on the computer. A bit awkward. Too much. It's my sister's book. Do you think she'll mind? I think she left it in the attic. I was going to see if I could find the gingerbread house, but so far all I found is the man. Puss in Boots or the Emperor's New Clothes? I'm not doing the ugly duckling. I've been playing the little boy in the Emperor's New Clothes quite a lot recently. "269. The Emperor's New Clothes." Inside this story is the message that kind of, until something is said out loud, it's not so. And when it's said aloud, you kind of know. You kind of know. Many years ago, there lived an emperor who was so fond of new clothes that he spent all his money on them. Do you know anyone like that? He did not care about his soldiers. He did not care about the theatre. He liked only going out, walking to show off his new clothes. He had a costume for every hour of the day. And just as they say of a king, he is in the council chamber, they always said of him, the emperor is in his dressing room. Life was very gay in the great city in which the emperor lived. There was always something going on, and every day many strangers came to visit the city. One day, 2 swindlers arrived and announced that they were weavers and knew how to manufacture the most beautiful cloth imaginable. Not only were the texture and pattern uncommonly beautiful, but the clothes which were made from it had a wonderful quality of becoming invisible to anyone who was not fit for his office or who was unpardonably stupid. My, said the people, think of that. Those must be indeed. Oh, see? I'm thinking about Mike from Yahoo Answers now. Those must indeed be splendid clothes. Those must indeed be splendid clothes, said the emperor to himself. If I wore them, I could find out which men in my kingdom are unfit for the offices they hold. I could distinguish the wise men from fools. Yes, this cloth must be woven for me at once. And he gave both the weavers money so that they could begin their work. They set up 2 weaving looms and pretended they were working, but actually the looms had nothing on them. They also demanded the finest silk and the best gold thread, which they put into their bags and worked at the empty looms till late in the night. Can we do that again? They set up 2 weaving looms, pretended they were working, but there was nothing on the looms. They had nothing on them. They got people to bring them silk and really expensive like sewing materials, and they stuffed them all in their bags. And they sat at the empty looms pretending they were sewing invisible cloth. "I would certainly like to know how much cloth they have woven," said the Emperor. But he remembered, when he thought about it, that whoever was a fool or unfit for his office would not be able to see the material. Now he certainly believed that he had nothing to fear himself, but he wanted first to send somebody else. In order to see how he stood with regard to his office. Did you get? I don't know. Everybody in the whole town knew what a wonderful power the cloth had, and all were curious to see how incompetent or stupid their neighbours were. "I will send my old and honoured minister to the weavers," said the Emperor. "He can judge best what the cloth is like, for he has great intellect, and no one understands his office better than he." Now, the good old minister went into the hall where the 2 men sat working at the empty looms. "Dear me," he thought, opening his eyes wide, "I can see nothing." But he did not say so. Both the weavers begged him to be good enough to step closer, and asked him if the cloth were not of beautiful texture and lovely colours. They pointed to the empty loom, and the poor old minister went forward, rubbing his eyes. But he could see nothing, for there was nothing to see. "Dear, dear," he said to himself, "can I be stupid? Have I never thought of that? And nobody must know it. I can't be unfit for my office. No, I must certainly not say I cannot see the cloth.